Hello and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of GTA 2 on the PC with Rambler. Yeah, this wasn't planned or scheduled in any way. It was just I've been watching an LP of GTA 2 by YouTuber Black Shadow 993, and he did his LP of the game a few years ago, but I like to revisit it because he did a really good LP of this game, specifically the PlayStation version, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I was watching it again recently, and then I thought, do you know what? I'd love to do an LP of that game on my channel. Not to copy him, per se, because we're going to do something slightly different on this channel for this LP, but I like the game myself. You know, I played this a lot when I was a young kid, and I used to spend hours playing it, as well as the first game as well, on the PlayStation, and it still is today, I think, a really good game. It's quite underrated, I think. But either way, yeah, I just thought to myself I'd like to do an LP of this. So this is more of a surprise, really, but this is only going to be a side LP. It isn't going to take over what we're currently doing, which is Megadimension, Neptunia V2, or The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. It's not taking over those or replacing them. It's just something that I'll probably do every now and again, you know? Just because I feel like it, you know, just a bit of spontaneity, you know, sometimes you just gotta do it, you know, just do all with it. So don't worry, this isn't replacing anything in terms of what our current LPs are, it's just something a little extra. But like I said, yeah, I've been watching Black Shadow 993's LP of this game, and I just felt to myself, I really want to play it again. But I've lost my PlayStation version ages ago, God knows where it is. But I had a dig around on the interwebs, and you can actually download the PC version of the game for free and get it running on your PC, and that's currently what I've got up at the moment, is the PC version of the game, which is awesome. So we're going to do an LP of not only GTA 2 but the PC version, which I have had a playthrough part way through just to check things out, probably last year, I think. I never finished it, but I've decided to come back to it because I feel like playing the game again, and I thought, oh yes, let's do an LP of it since I've got a YouTube channel, why not? But also because Black Shadow 993's LP was of the PlayStation version. This is the PC version. There are a lot of differences between the PlayStation version and the PC version of this game, and I just thought, you know, yeah, let's show off some of those differences, but not only that, play the game and have some fun, you know. And that's exactly what we're going to do, if things work out, because it's been quite a faff to set up. I mean, this game came out, I think, in 1999 or 2000, so I think it was originally for MS-DOS or Microsoft Windows, whatever it was at the time. The version I've got, which you can download for free, like I said, has been modified by other people to play on many modern-day computers. But even so, it's still a bit tetchy. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And trying to get the joypad to work with this, or specifically the controller, if you've got a controller input like I have, is a right faff. It just doesn't like it whatsoever. It's so random whether you're going to be able to set the buttons you want on your control pad to actually do what you want the game to do while you're playing it. If for some reason it's just like a game of chance, you just got to persevere until eventually the game goes, oh, alright, fine, if you want that button for this and you want that button for that, fine, take it, see what I care. You're only messing things up for yourself. And I'm like, no, that's how I used to play it on the PlayStation. I've just tried to map out the controls of the PlayStation version on the Xbox One gamepad. You know, why is that a problem? But apparently it is. But I've managed to get it so it's roughly at a level I'm happy with for now. So yeah, we can actually play the game. So, with that all being said and done, why don't we have a go and play some GTA 2? It's not going to be Let's Play blind, because I've done this before, but there are things in the PC version I haven't done or have yet to really fully discover, so there are some blind bits in it, but for the main game, which is what we're going to do, it's not blind. I've done it all before. Whether I can still do it well, or whether I can do it properly, that's another story. I'm not going to be able to sort of say, right, for this mission, do this, do that. Some of the missions I'll probably have forgotten, or some of the missions I'll remember, but forgotten the right way to do it, or if there's any tips and tricks on how to do them, like any exploits, I've probably forgotten. But either way, let's get on with it. We've talked a lot. So, I actually have to control this menu with the keyboard. I can't control it on the controller. I can only, as soon as the game boots up, then I can play the game on the controller. Otherwise, I have to do it on the keyboard. That's why I keep going up and down, because sometimes it plays a demo, and I don't really want to do that for the sake of the introduction to this game. Whew! Right, anyway, play the game. You got 3 areas to pick from. For some reason, the game, well, this version of the game defaults on area 3. We don't want that. We want area number 1, represented by skulls for some reason on a really badly... I have no idea what those skulls are in. Looks like a shirt, I think. Yeah, there's buttons on the shirt. Do you know what? I've never known that before. Looking at it closely now, yeah, that's somebody's shirt. and then magical skulls appear on their chest. Because, yes, that happens. You'll notice there's bonus stages down here as well. For some reason, I've only got A, B, and D. Don't know why, but we'll get onto those later. Right now, like I said, we're going to start with Area 1, and then progress into Area 2, and then Area 3. So, with that being said, let's crack on. Obviously, our name is just Player 0. I suppose we could type our name in if it works. Oh, it does. Lovely. So we'll do that. Not that it matters, but... Oh, I can't even put Neo Rambler in there. Oh, rubbish. Let's just put N Rambler then. Why not? I still can't even do that either. Right, fine. Neo Ram. There you go. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay, cool. So, yeah, right. Stage 1. Let's get ready. And here we are. Amazing. Right then, I'm actually just going to have to momentarily pause things for a moment just to check that everything's come through alright, and then I should be back shortly because something just weirdly happened there. A glitchy thing happened. It's expected. Anyway, I'll be back in a sec. And we're back. So, right, yes, welcome to the game. This is GTA 2. As you can see, it is a top-down perspective, not a 3D one like the current ones. So, yep, that's that. And it's fine. I personally don't mind at all. I used to like the top-down perspective of the old GTA game, so it doesn't bother me in the slightest. But for those of you who have perhaps not heard of this game or have not really considered watching it or playing it before, yeah, it's top-down perspective. This came out in 1999, so obviously hardware back in the day in terms of PCs and games consoles weren't quite powerful enough to really give us the GTA games we came to know. Although in 2001 or 2002... GTA 3 was round the corner, which was the first 3D sort of free-roaming GTA game, so it wasn't far off. But anyway, yeah, this is the game. So, where are we? We're outside of a building that says Jesus Saves, because yes, and there's a ringing phone. You'll also notice that there are 3 arrows of different colours. This will be explained by the game when we answer the phone. Tutorial. Hey there, stranger. Welcome to the downtown district. Stick around if you want to learn what's going down. We do, sir. That would be fantastic, because I'm sure you can explain this better than I can. Apart from neutral areas like this one, the city is carved up between 3 feuding gangs, the Zaibotsu in grey, the Loonies in green, and the Yakuza in blue. Yes, you have gangs in this game. Interesting. And notice on the top left corner of the screen, there are meters with symbols. You want to work for a gang, you follow their coloured markers to their phones and pick up a job, but make sure you have enough respect. Tagline for this game was "Respect is everything." And respect is everything in this game. Very important. Respect is everything, as I just said, so be careful who you kill. Spilling one gang's blood will reduce their respect for you, but increase your standing with a rival gang. I'll explain more about that later. But yeah, I suppose it's pretty self-explanatory really, but again, I'll elaborate further later. Be warned, you start killing innocent people and the cops will bust your balls. So, like the modern GTA games, you can kill people and do whatever, but you will get the attraction of the cops. By the way, a church like this is the place to save your progress, but only after you finish a job and only if you have $50,000. I'll explain more about that in a moment, but yes, this is the save feature of the game, and it is... well, it's interesting. You need transportation and a weapon to get started in this city, and I'm giving you both. Well, thank you, stranger. There's the car, and there's a pistol inside. We shall get into that car momentarily. So, yeah, in this game, yeah, the save feature is a bit clunky. You've got to go to this building, which is a church, hence why it says Jesus Saves, and you have to have $50,000. If you notice on the top right-hand corner of the screen, you've got a dollar symbol and a 0. That's our score, or monies. You've got hearts below. That's our health meter. The ×1 in red, I think, is the multiplier. We'll talk more about that later. And the ×5 is your lives. You actually have lives in this game. Unlike the modern day GTA games where if you die you get wasted and then you end up in the hospital and you just get respawned. This sort of happens here, but you don't have an infinite number of respawns. You have lives. Once those lives go down to 0, game over. Well, not quite. You can have 0 lives and you're basically on your last life. Then if you die, then it's game over. So you got to watch out for that. But anyway... we have a car. We have radio stations. I hope the sound balance is okay, but if it's a bit too loud, I shall adjust it. You want to see where the gangs operate? Follow the big pink marker to the Zaibotsu zone and look out for the men in grey suits. Some of them drive distinct Z-type cars. So basically this guy is, like I said, the tutorial guy, and he's basically going to show us the map around the area and also the gangs, because there are 3 gangs as were mentioned. Zaibatsu, Loonies and Yakuza. So we're going to go and have a quick look around the Zaibatsu area. The car we've got is not great, but for a starting car it'll do. There are quite a few cars in this game, all with different speeds, different sounds and stuff like that. So again, quite advanced for its time, I thought, but you know, it is what it is. A little hard to control on the Xbox One controller though, because like I said, the control is, well, there's some issues, but it's working as best as I can get it, so we should be alright. The grey markers will always point to the nearest Zaibatsu phones, where jobs may be found for those with sufficient respect. Okie dokes, makes sense to me. Taxi! Tell your friends! The Zaibatsu Corporation is interested in offering contract work to anyone prepared to keep the loony population to a minimum. So basically he's telling you that if you want to work for the Zaibatsu gang, which are the men in grey suits, and they are the yellow Z on the top left. Hang on. Next stop is Loonyland, home to the guys in bright green night dresses. Their cars are obvious from the smiling faces on top. Yeah, if you want to work for the Zaibatsu, which is the Z meter on the top left, the middle one, you've got to kill loonies. Kill loonies, respect goes up, and you can then work for him. So, that's cool. Or at least the Zaibatsu Corporation. Speaking of which, we're now going to go visit the loony gangster territory. You'll notice as well there are some cars driving around with a Z on top. That, or those are the Zaibatsu gang's gang car. So this game has gang cars a bit like in GTA 3 and GTA Vice City back in the day. I think San Andreas had them, but they weren't quite so distinct. And then I'm not sure about GTA. I don't think GTA 4 or 5 had them really. Might have had specific car types, but yeah, in this game, to just make it a bit easier to distinguish between who's who and who's what, you've got gang cars as well. So each gang's got their own respective automobile, and they're very distinguishable. So yeah, the Z-top cars are the Zaibatsu cars, and as was mentioned in the description by the tutorial guy, and you can see there, the little car there with the smiley face on it is the Loony cars. So yeah, speaking of which, let's speak to the Loony guy. Whoop whoop! The green markers always point to the nearest loony phones where jobs may be found, just so long as you have the respect. Yes, respect comes up a lot. Like I said, respect is everything. But again, I'll elaborate more later, but so far the game's done alright with explaining it. Hoo-hoo! We loonies respect people who like killing Yakuza boops. So again, on the top left you can see the green meter with the smiley face. The Yakuza's on the top left as well. Now let's visit the Yakuza territory. These fellas dress sharp in the latest blue collection from Milan. They don't mess around, so be cool. Okie dokie, sir, I shall do just that. Now you can see as well, you know, gameplay-wise and graphics-wise, nothing special. I mean, even back in the day, these graphics weren't, you know, the latest or anything. But I think, for what they are, they're pretty good, actually, for what they were, and I think they still hold up alright today. There's nothing special, it's quite simple. 2D perspective, cars look all distinguishable, buildings look alright, roads look pretty good. The lighting in this game, or at least in the PC version, is pretty impressive, I think. You know, just for look, you know, you can just see the dynamic lighting of the lights and all that stuff. It's really, really cool. I'll talk more about differences of the PC version in a bit. Let's just get this tutorial out of the way first, and I'll crash into that car while I show off my amazing driving skills, because I can drive superbly in this game. I'm like the best driver ever. The blue markers always point to the nearest Yakuza phone, where jobs are made available for anyone with enough respect. Okay, I think I see a running theme here. Respect. Respect is everything. You want Yakuza respect, you better start killing Zaibatsu. Simple. The reasons you will learn. Okie dokes. No problemo, Chifo. Now that you can see how the city's sliced, follow the big pink marker back to me. I've got a little something for you. Is it a present? It better be. I know you've already given me one, but I'd like more presents. So right, so there you go. So for this area that we're in, Area 1, we have 3 gangs, Yakuza, Loonies, and the Zaibatsu. And we will be working for them as we progress through this level. Each level has different gangs. The only gang that sort of turns up in all 3 levels is the Zaibatsu gang. The Zaibatsu gang's in every level of the game. And then every other level has 2 different gangs to go along with them. So there's a total of 7 gangs in this game. Which is interesting. Right, there is the church as I carelessly drive into it. Well, that's not shot. That's not too bad parking. Only bust the headlight. Couldn't be worse. I don't know how much, but I taught you all I know. Here's my Susie machine gun, plus a special token for your trouble. Cheers. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you. And, well, that's it. That is the tutorial done. And we're now on our own. So, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple setup. 3 gangs, work for them. You need to earn monies. We've now got 20 grand, apparently, somehow. So, money's really easy to earn in this game. I know, God knows how the economy works in this game. You don't really actually use it to buy anything, per se, except for a few bits and bobs. That's about it. And as you can see, also on the top right, just under the hearts, you've got weapon icons turning up. That's our Susie machine gun. And our pistol that was given to us in the car. The machine gun is probably your best weapon for the game, really. It is an absolute staple. You really do need the Susie machine gun. It's very, very good, and a lot of people tend to use it. There's also another one over there as well, which is interesting. Cool beans. So we've now got 60 ammo. Now that's not 60 bullets per se, it's like 60 magazines or clips or whatever. Pistol though, if you fire the pistol for some reason, that goes down 1 by 1 for each shot. And now our car's disappeared because it has. There you go. So yeah, so now we're on our own. We can now have a wander around freely and, well, yeah, just wander around freely now. We can walk, we can run. Well, we can't walk per se. I think you can. I think you could walk, but like I said, the control scheme's a bit limited in this game for me anyway, so I can only run. But you can run forwards, you can run backwards. To shoot is, I've got it. Well, you can shoot. In this case, you can also punch as well if you haven't got a weapon. Punching really just knocks people out, like so. Punch them. Punch! There we go. Punch them. Doesn't actually do any damage, punching. It really doesn't hurt anybody or kill anybody. You sometimes need to use it to intimidate people if you're asked to, but other than that, punching is, well, kind of redundant really. It's just a bit of fun. Unfortunately though, if people go to punch you though, it does damage you, and it can actually damage you quite a bit, so you got to be careful on that one. But yeah, punching you can do. You can also do weird noises as well. You can like burp and fart with a certain button just for funsies, but unfortunately my control scheme doesn't allow me to do that. It's not important, it's just there for fun. But there you go. But yeah, for some reason my game button just doesn't want to do it. Don't know why. Against the controller being a bit odd. And that's it really. I mean, obviously you can cycle through your guns, you can fire them. Pretty straightforward really. What we're going to do now is we're just going to have a drive around, and I'm just going to explain some of the differences to this version of the game compared to the PlayStation version, if you are aware of the PlayStation version, that is. Just for the sake of, you know, clarity, and then we'll crack on. Again, the radio might be a bit loud, so if the radio's a bit too loud, let me know and I'll dumb it down on the old sound effects, because I have to go off screen to do that and it's really irritating. Yeah, I mean, even then, back then, this game has radio stations and soundtracks. It's very primitive compared to what we're used to now in current GTA games, but it's pretty good. And all the music is exclusive to the game, so all these songs you hear were made specifically for the game. None of these are songs that were released by artists outside of the game. It's quite impressive. For its time, anyway. So yeah, so while we drive around, differences between this version and the PlayStation version. For a start, the PlayStation version takes place during the day, noon time, apparently. So usually you're in daylight, whereas this game, or this version of the game, can take place at noon or daytime if you want, or dusk, where it's like slightly darker. And I've got it on dusk setting, hence the different lighting effects you can see. I like the dusk setting. I think the dusk setting is really cool. It really shows off the game's sort of graphical prowess and stuff for its time. And yeah, only the PC version and I think the Dreamcast version of the game could do that. PlayStation version you only got to play in the daytime. That's no biggie. It's just something that you can do. Another difference to do with the PlayStation version is there's a few extra sound effects in this game. When you pick up weapons in the PlayStation game, you know, you just hear like a noise. Whereas in this game, when you pick up a weapon, it actually tells you what it is. You know, somebody narrates it and goes, machine gun, pistol, rocket launcher. It's kind of cool. But there you go. So yeah, there's that. There's also a lot more people out on the streets. On the PlayStation version, there are people on the streets, but in this version, there's a lot more people on the streets. It's a lot more densely populated. I don't know if that was the original game design or whether the people who modified this game to make it work on modern-day PCs have done that. I don't know. But certainly, there is a lot more people on the streets than there are on the PlayStation version. There's also a lot more vehicles as well on the PC version than the PlayStation version, which again is pretty good. Ran over a gangster member there, but that's alright, we'll fix that later. So there's that. Arrows look a little different compared to the PlayStation version, but that's no biggie really. I think that's about it. The city actually in this game as well, in fact all three cities or all three levels are really cool for its time. Like, the people in the streets don't just sort of walk around and look stupid. They actually do things like attack each other, rob cars, rob people. They can get into taxis and just attack each other randomly. They can get into fights with cops, or the cops might just suddenly pull over and start fighting people, like if there's a crime being committed and stuff like that. That's really cool. I like that. We'll see more of that as we go along. And that is in the PlayStation version as well. But this version of the game, I think, does it a little bit more often, but that's probably because there's more people about. So yeah. But yeah, it's cool. So the people do have like their own AI and their own sort of things they do to make the city come alive a bit, which again, back at its time, was actually quite impressive. What other differences are there? Apart from sound effects, the dusk setting or time settings of the dusk. Oh yeah, there's buses. I'll show this off actually. If you just pull over and we just sort of wait at the bus stop for a bit. This vehicle here is a bus, and you can actually get on the bus. Okay, you can't get on the bus. You actually end up robbing the bus for some bizarre reason. But what you can do is you can actually drive buses in this game. I thought you could ride the bus. Maybe, I don't know if you can or can't. I'm not sure. In the PlayStation version, there are no buses in the game. Only the PC version has it. Maybe the Dreamcast version as well. I don't know. I haven't played that version. But the PC version has buses, and you can. Well, you can actually do a little side mission. You can actually drive the bus around the town, and you can actually pull up at bus stops if you know where they are, and you can actually pick people up and just drive them around town. And then every bus stop you go to, people will get off the bus, get on the bus, get off the bus, etc. And you can actually earn some money from doing it. It's kind of, there's no real objective to it other than just be a bus driver. But you can do that if you want, which is kind of neat. So let's see if we can demonstrate this then. There's the bus. See if anybody wants to get on. So look, the bus door's open. The bus door's closed. I don't think anybody wanted to get on. Oh no, somebody's got on there. See if anybody else wants to get on. There we go, got a few people coming in the bus. I think that was trying to get on the bus. Yep, there we go. Anybody else for the bus? Nope. Oh, one more. Okay, let's roll then. So they're now on the bus, and you'll notice now, well, the money isn't going up at the moment. Perhaps we have to drop them off. So let's see if we can drop them off. You can earn money from doing this, I believe anyway. But at the moment our money is not going up, but that might be because we've yet to drop them off. So let's do that, shall we? I don't know where any of the bus stops are. We'll just have to sort of drive around for a bit, see if we can find them. But yeah, you can do this as a little side quest. And again, it's not on the PlayStation version, which is interesting. You can also nick taxis and actually pick people up in taxis, and you can actually take people from A to B. Not like in a proper taxi mission like in the newer games, but you can just sort of pick people up, drive them around for a bit, pull over, and then they'll get out and they'll pay you for it, which is kind of neat. So you can do that. Again, it's not really a proper side mission like take person from A to B. It's just there if you want it, which is kind of interesting. And like I said, you can earn money from it. It's just something to do, really. A bit of freedom. I quite like that. Same with the buses. Now, I'm sort of struggling to find the bus stop here. I don't know where they all are. I think they only follow a particular circuit, if I'm not much mistaken. We'll find one. So yeah, there's also trains on this game as well. You can actually, if you know where the train stations are in this game, you can actually ride trains, which is kind of neat. I don't know if there's a train on the first level, but I know there's a train in the second and third levels, which you can ride. You couldn't do that on the PlayStation version. Trains were removed from the PlayStation version of the game. I'm not going to have a look for trains now. I'm just really looking for a bus stop because I want to earn some cash. The best way to earn cash, by the way, is to do missions and stuff. And you don't have to do missions. They're not obligatory. You don't have to do them. You can just dick around, blow shit up. It's up to you. You don't have to do them. Or you can be a busman. It's whatever you prefer, really. But missions give you the most cash for your buck. So you kind of do want to do the missions, and they also give you multipliers as well. So that X1 on the top right hand corner, once the name of the street goes away, your multiplier actually tells you how much money. Well, multiplies how much money you get. At the moment we've got ×1, so anything we earn we just get ×1 of it. But you can actually bump up your multiplier by doing certain missions and what have you. And as the multiplier increases, then it means that whatever money or points that you earn from doing whatever, be it a mission or side activities, etc., they get multiplied by the multiplier, which is kind of neat. It's one of the best ways to earn money in this game in order to move on, because you need to earn a certain score within the game to move on to the next level. Whereas in the other games, obviously, it was just a story sort of thing. I can't find it. These bloody bus stops, honestly, they're so hard to find. It's because, again, they follow a sort of main circuit. Oh, there is a train, I think. Yeah, it's a train track underneath that girder bit. So there are trains on this level, and oh, that's good. I'll show them off later. But yeah, this game it's a good game. This I still enjoy it. I think it's still fun to play for these days. But there you go. Right, if I can't find a bus stop in the next bit, I'll just get out the bus and just leave them to it, and then we'll actually crack on with the main crunch of this game. There's got to be a bus stop around here. Come on, game. Give me a bus stop. Come on, you're teasing me now. These poor people just want to get off now. They're like, where are we going? I don't know. They could have easily just jumped out the bus or overrun it and got me to stop, but I guess they just like being driven around. I just want to earn some monies. Monies! Give me monies! As you can see, you know, as you know where the bus stops are, this is kind of a slow and painful way to make money. Oh, I can't find a bus stop. Sorry, you guys will have to get off and just stay there forever. My bad. So, there you go. I'll tell you what, we're going to steal this car. We'll get going. I think this car as well, the A-Type, is also exclusive to the PC version, and I don't think this comes up in the PlayStation version. So there's a lot more vehicle types in the PC version as well compared to the PlayStation version, so that's another difference. But yeah. Alright then, right, while I've basically explained over and over again the differences so far, there are others to show off later, but we'll get to those later. Let's do some missions, shall we? Let's pick a gang to work for, and do some missions, and show you off what they're like. Now missions, again, you get them from the gangs, and you can do them in any order you want if you want to do them. Like I said, you don't have to do them, they're just the best and easiest way to get money, and also it's kind of like the core sort of main gameplay part of the game, so you kind of want to do it. There's 3 gangs to choose from. Again, you can do them in any order you want, you don't have to do them in any particular order. And yeah, again, you don't have to do them. I'm going to start with the Zaibotsu mission. So there we are, the grey folks, the grey arrow. We're going to go do Zaibotsu first. And there's 3 levels of missions as well for each gang. There's the green telephones, because all missions are picked up from telephones or payphones. The green phones are the easiest ones. There's yellow phones, which are like the middle ones, and then there's red phones, which are the harder ones. Obviously, the harder missions pay more money than the easier ones. You can do them in any order. You don't have to start with the green and then work your way up. You can start from the red phones and then go to the yellows or the greens, or you can do yellows, reds, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You can do them in any order you want. But we're going to do them from easiest to hardest, because I just like a little bit of logic, a little bit of structure, so to speak. Every set of payphones you go to that have missions have this outside of them. The blue icon is body armor, submachine gun, and health as well. So if you're in a bit of a trap, or if you're really injured and you need something and you know where a payphone is, get there as best you can, get out, try not to get killed, get up here or wherever the payphones happen to be, and there's always health and a machine gun there, and they respawn back as well. So if you want, you can wait here and collect ammo for the machine gun or whatever. You can only have 99 of ammo for each gun, so you can't go any higher than that. And yeah, so that's nice of the game to do that. So yeah, 2 phones, ringing, green, easy, gangster, do it. Cop car crush. Hey Gecko, it's Trey Welsh. An informer is selling Zaibotsu secrets to the cops. There's a cop car parked down at the cop station in Zarelli. Steal it. Righty ho. So this is Trey Welsh. She's the head of the Zaibotsu gang in this area, and he's going to be the guy that we're going to do missions for. So as he's just said, there's a snitch, and he wants to take him down because they're selling secrets to the cops, and we can't have that. So let's do it. So first things first, we're going to go and find this cop car. Now the pink arrow basically is your navigator. This game doesn't come with like a sat nav or anything like that. It actually came with like proper maps that you had to use to work your way around the city. So you could just drive around the city blindly like I'm doing, or if you bought the game at retail and you got the disc and all that, both PlayStation, PC version and Dreamcast version came with maps for each city. So you can have the map out in front of you and try and work out where to go. And it would also highlight features of the areas for you to pick things out and stuff like that. But we're just going to go in blind because you don't really need the maps. If you've played, even if you haven't played the game, you don't really need them. You can work things out. I like to explore. Good work, Gecko. Get your ass over to the train station in Avalon and meet the guard. Dokles. There is a way, I think, to get the text back up again if you miss it, but I'm not sure how to do that. I'll work that out for the next video, if this video comes out at all. This video might not come out. Oh, there was a bus station there. Or bus stopping, I should say. God damn it. So yeah, this is a cop car, as you can see. Bit of a weird design. I think this game's like set in the sort of neo future. It's not really got a specific timeline or anything. It's just kind of like it's just in its own world and its own timeline. But yeah, it's there. Right, this is a cop car. Pretty fast, pretty sturdy vehicle. I quite like them. Use the horn. Oh, this could be a problem. I don't know what the horn button is. I don't think I actually have a horn button. I don't have a horn button. Need to get a horn button sorted because I haven't actually mapped one out on the control pad. Well, that's stupid. Right, I shall be back momentarily while I go and sort that out, and then we'll honk the horn. Okay, I basically had to quit out the game to fix the controls and then go back into it again, and because I hadn't saved, I had to redo this bit again. But that's how it goes, I'm afraid. But once we've got 50 grand, we can always go and save it. I'll end the video at that point. But anyway, yes, now I've found out how to honk the bloody horn. There it is. You can also turn on the siren as well, which is kind of neat. So you can do that as well, which is kind of neat. Take Shady to the Zaibatsu car crusher in northeast Zarelli. Okie dokles. I like the fact that this guy we've just picked up is totally okay with the fact that we have just picked him up in a cop car. He must realise that I am obviously not the dude that he thought he was expecting within said cop car. Probably because I'm not wearing a cop outfit, but he's just going along with the ride anyway because he's a nice guy. But as the guy said, as old Trey Welsh, the boss, he wants us to crush him, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So yes, this game actually has a car crusher in it, which is kind of neat. You can crush any vehicle you want, for the most part. There are some vehicles you can't crush, but you can crush, you know, car-sized vehicles like this one. You know, big trucks and all that. I think it struggles to do it. But anyway, so here's the car crusher. Get out the cop car, Gecko, and let the crane take over. No problemo, Chiefo. There it goes. And job complete. Keeping the Zaibatsu waste secure is a full-time job, Geckos. 20 grand for a job well done. 20 grand for that? That's damn easy money to make. You know, just pick someone up to the car crusher. Odd. Now then, cool thing about the car crusher though is when it crushes the car, as you can see, there's like a little black smudge of metal going into this machine. If you hang around for a bit and you come up to this part of the car crusher, you can get things out of it. So in other words, every time you crush a car, you can get bonuses out of them. This one here is a cop bribe, so if you're caught in the middle of a, you know, a chase or some sort of like runaway thing from the police, you know, you're being chased by the police and you need to get them off your backs, you crush a cop car and you go to the cop crusher machine, provided nobody kills you or cops don't arrest you, you can get a cop bribe from it. Which is kind of neat. We don't need it because we haven't got any cops after us, but it's there. So there you go. So that's job 1 complete, and we've now got 40 grand in total. I think the 20 grand that we originally got came from the guy from the tutorial, so that was very nice of him. But there you go. Paramedics, yeah, you get ambulance people here as well. They come in these really cool sort of, I don't know, like Ghostbuster style cars. It's kind of weird, but yeah, they're really cool. And again, I love the lighting effects of the sirens. You don't have that in the PlayStation version as well. You do have sirens, but you don't have what it is. Now this guy's trying to chase me. What a douche. Oi! No! These guys can rob you and steal money off you. And he did. Oh, he's not happy about that. And I forgot what the punch button was, but I know what the punch button is now. So I'm not even going to use the punch button. I'm just shoot the bastard. There you go. Got my cash back. Thanks for that, dickhead. Taking my monies. See what I mean about the dynamics of the people in this game? It's really cool. They actually do things. Yeah, green-shirted people tend to steal cars. Red-shirted people tend to mug you. Other people as well do other bits and bobs, but they're just sort of casual things. I mean, look, you heard him say taxi. He was after the taxi. You can actually watch them get the taxi, and this guy's going after him now to steal his money because he said taxi. So yeah, the city has got its own sort of thing to it. It's really cool. I really like it. It was very good for its time. It still is quite quirky today. Right, now we've got ourselves an ice cream van. Got its own jingle as well, which is neat. We're now going to do another mission for the Zaibatsu. We'll do the other green mission. Since this is the first level, the missions to this level are pretty straightforward. They do get harder though. You know, these missions don't just... I mean, they're quite short, but they get harder. These ones on the green phones are really easy. It's just like pick someone up, do this, done. Or pick someone up, kill them, done. All that kind of thing. But they do get harder, and they do get more challenging. Don't you worry. Wheeler dealing. Hey Gecko, Trey Welsh here. The Yakuza are flooding the streets with cheap merchandise. I need you to supply my dealers. Fast. Collect the new shipment and get moving. Right, so the Yakuza are muscling in on his turf. Each gang sort of specialises in some form of criminal activity. I think the Zaibutsu kind of deal mostly with narcotics, like illegal drugs and stuff. The loonies, well, they're just loonies. They just do whatever. And the Yakuza also deal with drugs, but on a slightly different level. Something like that. They're a bit more experimental, whereas the Zaibutsu are more like a corporation, you know. They get stuff, they want you to get it and flood it and sell it. You know. Basically, they just sell shit, basically. Guns, drugs, etc, etc. Right then. Anyway, move swiftly, Gecko, and watch the clock. You have only 3 minutes to get this shit on the streets. Okie dokes. You can see we've now got a timer. So there are timer-based missions in this game. Luckily, this one's quite... the time that you've got here is quite generous, so you don't have to worry about getting the time limit unless you truly mess up. But yeah, the first few missions of this game, at least on the green phone level, just sort of introduce you to the different concepts and mission styles of this game. You'll see more of this as we go along, if, like I said, this video comes out okay. There's our first dealer. There you go. Faster, Gecko. 3 people to go. 3 people to go. 3 to go, and people need blow. I assume you mean blow as in the narcotic, the slang for drugs, and not blow as in a blowjob. Or maybe both. I don't know. Anyway, whatever's. Doop. Tick-tock goes the clock. 2 deals to go on this block. No problem, sir. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Maybe slow, but I'm getting there. Another difference from this version of the game compared to the PlayStation version is there's more parked cars about, I've noticed. So you see cars travelling around, you can steal them freely for the most part. There are some cars though that you've seen parked, maybe just on the corner of your eyes. We've been driving around like a madman. You can get into most of those. They don't tend to have anything new or unusual, but they are there. 3 down, 1 to go. Come on, Gecko, move it. So again, probably just add some realism. I've actually seen people park their cars and get out and leave them in this game. It happens very rarely, but again, it just adds like an extra dynamic to the city life. It's again really cool for its time. But yeah, you can find parked cars and parking spots or what have you, so you can always steal those and help yourself. Right. Anyways, let's see. Go. Job complete! You drive like the wind, Gecko. I think we can make further use of your services. In the meantime, take 20 grand for your trouble. Cheers, Trey. Again, nice easy mission. Not so bad. They get harder. Right, now then, the meters on the top left-hand corner. Notice with the blue, grey and green meters, again representing the gangsters, as was said many times earlier, you'll notice that they go up and down. Currently the grey meter, the Z meter, the Zaibutsu meter, has gone up 3 notches, and we've currently got a little green and yellow light illuminated on the meter. That tells you the different levels of respect that gang has for you. And the green and yellow and red lights, because there is a red light as well, indicates not only the level of respect the gang has for you, but also what phone missions you can get access to. So in order to get access to the harder missions, or the red phone missions of the gang, you need to have very high to almost maximum respect from the gang. Again, to do that, you literally just take out the gang that they don't like. It's kind of based on a rock, paper, scissors thing, so Yakuza hate Zaibutsu, Zaibutsu hate loonies, loonies hate Yakuza. Simple as, really. So just go over to that gangster territory that you know the gang you're working for hates, kill a load of them, and your respect meter just shoots right up. Notice, however, though, with the loony gang meter, it's gone the other way from the middle bit. So we've got 3 illuminated dashes, but it's gone to the left as opposed to the right. The further that goes to the left, the more a gang hates you, and the more violent they get towards you. However, the more respect they give you, the more protective they get of you, which is kind of neat, and you can use that to your advantage. But if a gang really hates you, you need to be very, very careful. On this level, though, the first level, it's not too much of a bother, really. But on the next 2 levels that we get to, if we get to them, of course, it can be a huge problem. But more on that later. Right then, I think that'll do now for a video. I'm going to now find the church, which if I can remember where the bloody hell it is, because again, I don't have a map. This map for the first level is not terribly big. It's big-ish, but it's not the biggest. But they do get bigger. Ooh, they get bigger in the other levels. There is a park car which you don't particularly want. Oh, excuse me. Yawning. Just had to let that be known. I think it's around Avalon is where the church is. Just trying to find. Oh, Christ! I've just gone bumped into a police car and pissed him off. Ah, there's the church. It's over here. Sadly, we've got a copper, which I think we actually have to lose before we can save the game. But that's a bit rare. Coppers are quite well, they're quite hard to shake. They're quite bloody hell. Sorry, it's my phone's alarm. I keep setting this alarm on my phone for no bizarre reason other than just it's there and I never turn it off. Sorry. Yeah, the cops in this game are quite aggressive actually. You've got to be dead careful when you're being chased by them. They'll hunt you down, and they're very tenacious. Notice on the middle of the top of the screen you've got like a little cop head. That tells you they've got wanted level. So rather than have stars like you have in the later games, you've got cop heads. One level is nothing to worry about really. Just get away from the cop, don't do anything bad, and it will disappear on its own after a while. 2 cop heads, they won't disappear. In order to try and shake them off, you've got to go to a pay and spray, which is what we're at now. So there you go, pay and spray. There you go, nice colour, 5 grand, and you can get your car resprayed. So yeah, there are respray shops in this game, a bit like the other games as well in the franchise. You spray your car and they instantly go away. You've also got other things to do with this spray shop as well. You've got like a Smith & Heston's garage, a Red's Army surplus store, Hell Oil. We'll talk about those at a later date. Again, if this video goes up and everything goes hunky-dory. Right, to the church! Where is the church? I've lost the church! Stupid cop! Find it around here somewhere. I've got to get onto the main ring road and I should be able to locate it. Once, if I take this up and things go well, then I'll be able to find things a bit easier. Right, there it is. Let's just get out before we cause any ruckus. I don't really want to cause any problems. So yeah, so to save your game, you go across here, back to the church. We've got 77,000, so 50 grand is perfectly fine. Woohoo! And now the game's saved, so we can exit, and then if we need to reload the game, we can do. But again, it costs you 50 grand a time, which is a lot for now. But as you do more missions and your multiplier goes up, then money will not really be much of an issue. You have to be careful though, because if you die and you lose a life, your multiplier gets halved, so you must be aware of that. But again, more on that later. So yeah, so I think that's a good sort of introductory video to this game really. I hope it comes out all right, and if it does, we'll do a few more. But like I said, this will be every now and again. It's not really a main LP, it's just for a bit of fun and a bit of difference, that's all. I still will be focusing on Megadimension, Neptunia V2 and Binding of Isaac. But I just fancy doing something a bit different and a bit spontaneous, because why not? So I hope you enjoyed my introduction to GTA 2, specifically the PC version. Like I said, it's not... Will you stop trying to mug me? Yeah. Let's see how you like it. Come here, come here, come here! I'm going to mug you now. Not only that, I'm going to fist you as well. Come on! You started it, bro. I know we're outside of church, but Jesus is on my side. Come on. Guys, a quirky little bastard. I'm solid. Asshole. Right. Anyway, with that being said and done, yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little introduction to the game. And yeah, if this goes up alright and we carry on, we'll see more. But until then, can I say thank you for watching, if you have done. Take it easy, have a good one, hope you're well, and I'll see you in the next video. There's also a button for burping and farting. I found it. Anyway, take it easy, have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.